Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Ruby and Jeff, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Ruby's ability to understand and respond to her intermediate obedience training. I know she came knowing most of her commands. She's a very smart girl. She's very eager to please. So we want to demonstrate the hand and voice commands that we use. And we've incorporated a clicker training into her training, which she's very responsive to. So between now and tomorrow, if you get a chance to run out and get a clicker, that would be great. And we're going to demonstrate that today on video for you as well. Now, she's sitting very nicely at Jeff's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first thing that we're going to take a moment to introduce is the training equipment that we're using. We're using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and Jeff keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give any correction that's needed, which is very little with her, and it's a little tug and release on her training collar, and that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. She's going to come home with her very own training equipment, and you're going to be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session. So the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper leash manners. Proper leash walking, staying focused on you when you're walking with her and not the distractions and the things that are going on around her. And the command is heel. And you can use her name on this command because it is a motion exercise. Each time that Jeff stops his feet, she has been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for her next command. Now he has dropped the leash. He's using his clicker to keep her attention. He picks his leash back up and he's going to leave her in a sit-stay. Stay. In your sit-stay, you can practice indoors as well as outdoors. And you're going to work up from 3 minutes to a 3-minute long sit-stay. Now, sit-stay is not her favorite. DOWN is her most favorite. When Jeff returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her. That's okay. She sat back up. It's okay. Back to heel. And she remains seated till she gets her next command. You can throw a treat in there every once in a while, Jeff, just to keep her focused. So usually what you do when you start clicker training is you click and you give a treat, and you click and you give a treat. She's to the point now that we don't have to treat her every time, but it's not a bad idea to treat her every once in a while. Jeff leaves her in a sit-stay. He drops his leash. This is the beginning of your intermediate training, and he's going to call her.
Ruby, come.
And she should come and she should sit. And she gets a click and a treat for a beautiful recall off the leash. So the goal is always for her to be more focused on you than what's going on around her. Jeff leaves her in another sit-stay, and he'll demonstrate that recall again.
Stay.
If she gets up, you just say no, you repeat the command, you go right back to what you were doing.
Stay. Ruby, come.
She should come and she should sit. There should be no jumping, 4 on the floor at all times, and she goes back to heel position.
There you go.
And she should always match pace with you. If you're a power walker, she should be too. If you're walking slowly and having a conversation with someone, she should slow her pace as well. Now the next command that we're going to demonstrate is the down from a heel position. So with her seated at your left, left open palm, straight down toward the ground, and the one-word command to down.
Stay.
And Jeff gives her a click as a reward. He walks to the extent of a 6-foot training leash. Your long down stay when you're practicing at home, you should move toward 5 minutes.
Stay. Stay. Stay.
Now she should allow you to walk around her and end up back where you started at heel position. And she gets a click for that.
Ruby, yep.
And we will demonstrate that down from a heel position again for you. We love her. She's a delightful little girl. She's been a wonderful guest. So she sat, he gave her a click, he tells her down, gives her a click,
Stay.
drops his leash, walks away.
Stay.
Calls her, has her sit, gives her a click and a treat, and back to heel. And this is great stimulation for her head. When you're out on a walk or when you're bored sitting around your house, you can work her in obedience.
I don't know if you guys heard they were doing raking over there. But
I do hear them raking, yes. Every time we turn the camera on, something
Stay.
happens. But yes, our neighbors are raking.
Stay.
Now this time we're going to demonstrate the down from a distance. So this is the only time that you use your right hand to give the command. And you're going to drop her into a down. And stay. Very nice. So that's your down from a distance. Now we're going to stop the camera. We're going to go and get a dog to be a distraction so that you can see that she's very controllable with distraction. We've practiced that with her. And we'll be right back